Sarawak Premier to launch test run of ART prototype unit, that is, after leading a delegation to Sweden for an official working visit. And now Sarawak is also bracing for an aging population. These are the headlines for tonight. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I'm Shira Abang Mansur and you're watching TVS Nightline. Premier Sarawak Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng is expected to launch the engineering run for the prototype autonomous rapid transit ART hydrogen vehicle H2V unit next month. Minister of Transport Datuk Sri Lee Kim Shin in a statement said the test run will be carried out on September 4th until October 31st, 2023 at Jalan Keruing.
Therefore, he said the road will be closed to prepare for the engineering run starting August 22nd. After the completion of the test run, Kim Shin said the prototype ART H2V unit will then be moved to Kota Samarahan for a one-month proof-of-concept POC exercise along a section of the Kuching-Samarahan Expressway in November. According to him, the POC will commence on a 3-kilometer permanent dedicated lane built between the Heart Center roundabout to the roundabout near Science. The POC exercise, he said, is aimed at gathering data to evaluate the feasibility of the prototype for the final design of the ART to accommodate a maximum capacity of passengers. However, he said the engineering run and the POC exercise will not be open to the public for safety purposes. Only selected stakeholders from the relevant public and private sector organizations will be invited to ride on the prototype ART hydrogen vehicle. Previously, on August 5th, the prototype unit of the ART arrived at Senari Terminal on board a vessel departing from Shanghai Port on July 15th. Passenger service for the ART will commence in stages starting in the fourth quarter of 2025 with a blue line that runs from Rembus in Kota Samarahan to Hikmah Exchange in the heart of Kuching City.
Now, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunapeng, together with his delegation, have safely arrived in Stockholm, Sweden, for a 2-day official working visit to the country. Sarawak Premier previously announced the state government's intention to strengthen the role and function of the Ombudsman and is modelling after Sweden the draft of the Sarawak Ombudsman Ordinance.
During the working visit, Abang Johari and his delegation will also meet with Sweden's energy authorities and power operators to discuss business opportunities. Later, they will head to Norway with the aim of acquiring an understanding of carbon capture and storage, CCS, as well as hydrogen facilities in Bergen. They will also meet with Norwegian Ministry of Petroleum and Energy to discuss with the country's industry players on CCS initiatives, net zero emissions and decarbonization. Abang Johari will end the trip in London, where he will hold a meeting with Shell's top officials at its headquarters. Accompanying the Premier are Sarawak's Deputy Minister of Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Dr. Hazlan Abang Hipni, Deputy Minister in the Sarawak's Premier Department, Integrity and Ombudsman, Dato' Juan Najaya, as well as Deputy Minister in the Sarawak's Premier Department, Law MA63 and State Federal Relations, Dato' Sharifah Hasida Said Aman Ghazali. Also participating in the work visit is the wife of the Sarawak's Premier, Puan Seri Dato' Ama Jumaini Tun Tuanku Bujang.
The Ministry of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Sarawak, is conducting a comprehensive study in preparation for the state to be an ageing state by 2028. Its Minister, Dato' Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said the multi-agency and multi-ministry study would allow for better policies to be formulated.
Now, in order for us untuk menyiap sedia Sarawak menghadapi situasi di mana kita menjadi negeri tua pada 2028. Kita perlu berkolaborasi dengan kementerian-kementerian lain. Kalau kita bercakap tentang aging, kita akan bercakap tentang kesihatan. So kesihatan itu bukan di bawah kementerian kami. Jadi another ministry. Kemudian bila kita bercakap tentang aging, ianya berkaitan dengan rumah, tempat tinggal. Jadi ini juga di bawah another ministry. Transport misalnya, ya, untuk warga emas kita. Lepas itu untuk riadah misalnya. So a cabinet committee yang terdiri daripada pelbagai kementerian akan ditubuhkan dan kita bentangkan kepada kabinet, dan action plan for successful aging in Sarawak. Ya, apa yang sesuai bagi orang kita di Sarawak.
She added the ministry has also conducted several study visits to other countries such as the Netherlands and Singapore to emulate their intergenerational support systems and best practices to care for the aging community.
Satu daripada perkara yang kami pelajari daripada negeri maju, seperti di Singapura, seperti di Netherlands, ialah community. Di situ ada satu community yang terdiri daripada warga emas. Jadi kita tahu bahawa warga emas kita, dia mahu hidup, aging in place. Ini kita juga pelajari daripada lawatan kami. Aging in place maknanya si mau pindah ke rumah Sri Kenangan. Jangankah saya di rumah Sri Kenangan. Pun walaupun ada anaknya mau tinggal di rumahnya pun, anaknya kerja di bandar, si mau ikut anaknya, mau masih juga aging in place. Kalau inilah nanti daripada kajian kita lihat betul hasrat warga emas kita mahu, they want to age in place. So apa yang perlu kita buat dari segi berbagai kementerian, dari segi apa yang kerajaan boleh buat, apa yang kementerian-kementerian tentu boleh buat, that is to provide that social support.
Aging is one of the 14 issues identified under her ministry. It is estimated that by 2030, 15% of the state's total population will consist of elderly citizens aged 60 years and above.
North City Commission DBKU Mayor Dato' Junaidi Redwan commended DBKU's uniformed officers for their commitment and passion in performing their duties despite facing many obstacles. These challenges, he added, did not stop the officers of the enforcement, security, licensing and health units from excelling in their performance.
Saya amat merasa bangga dengan prestasi pihak beruniform di BKU. You have shown, orang kata prestasi yang begitu baik yang boleh kita banggakan. I know that semasa menjalankan tugas, there are a lot of cabaran yang kamu hadapi. Pihak beruniform telah menjalankan peranan dengan begitu baik. Kesemua, iaitu termasuklah penguatkuasaan, keselamatan, pelesenan dan juga kesihatan, dan dapat menjalankan tugas dengan baik dan diiktiraf oleh banyak pihak. Pelbagai tanggapan dan tuduhan pun ada dibuat terhadap pihak beruniform di BKU. Tetapi segala tuduhan, pandangan dan sebagainya tidak melunturkan semangat pihak beruniform di BKU dalam melaksanakan tugas dengan berkesan.
He said this when speaking at a special meeting with uniformed members of DBKU at Depot on Monday. At the same time, he urged the members to continue improving their performances in addition to raising the integrity standards of DBKU.
Walau bagaimanapun, you still have to perform, and I do believe banyak lagi ruang untuk kita memperbaiki dan mempertingkatkan prestasi kita. So I hope all of you stay committed, jagalah integriti dan be an open-minded. Jangan kita be emotional dalam menjalankan tugas.
The meeting involved a total of 46 officers from the 4 different units. Director of DBKU, Mohamed Kaidir Aban, was among those present.
On a related matter, DBKU remains committed to its goal of achieving zero carbon emissions in Kuching City by staying on course with the state's agenda in implementing its mission in line with the state's 2030 aspirations. Citing Bukit Seol as an example, the mayor of DBKU said a few initiatives will be implemented, such as planting trees on 108 acres of land in Bukit Seol.
The state has a vision. DBKU have a mission and also as an objective. Kalau kita dapat achieve kita punya objective, that means our mission is accomplished. Therefore, the state level vision become reality. Otherwise, just a dream. So there are a lot of activities that move towards that zero carbon. Even macam for example, like greens. If you notice it, the premier have also even announced dekat DBKU tu kawasan Bukit Seol kita ada apa nak tanam pokok. This one will become all kawasan pokok. It's about 108 acres.
In light of this, he pointed out that Sarawak had been identified as one of the potential regions in the world for carbon capture, utilization and storage.
For many aspiring entrepreneurs, the concept of failing may be discouraging. However, in the world of entrepreneurship, setbacks are often viewed as stepping stones to eventual success. Participants at the Social Enterprise Education Lab Seed Lab program, co-organized by Petronas and Tata Consultancy Services (TCS), were taught that failing can be a good thing as it serves as experiential learning for its participants to prepare for real-world experience.
Its head and program manager, Idona Jun Ayub, highlights that the coaches bring diverse innovative solutions together with the ultimate goal of tackling real-world situations.
So the methodology that what we do in terms of the real-life experience is we help them to learn the concept of failing fast, be comfortable with it, and to change accordingly, to pivot based on what the market is telling you, what your customers are actually telling you. And then at the end of the bootcamp, they will be able to present this at an actual Shark Tank. We have called in industry experts to give them feedback on what are the areas of improvements they can do, and they could actually feel what it is like to be an entrepreneur that's pitching for your idea.
In addition, the second cohort of Seed Lab will be delving into social entrepreneurship with aspects of mental health, autism, employment for persons with disabilities, and cultivating essential entrepreneurial qualities aside from adapting to real business scenarios.
The first thing that we do is we anchor on the Petronas Working Backwards methodology, which was developed based on the Amazon Working Backwards methodology. So we've infused it now for several years and really made it our own. And this is the actual method that is used across Petronas, group-wide, for innovation. And we teach it here at the Be Digital Bootcamp. And on top of that, we will also use a bit of design thinking as well to help them empathize with the customer and understand from the customer lens how to go about that innovation journey to come up with the entrepreneur or the enterprise at the end of the day.
For aspiring Sarawak social entrepreneurs who wish to pursue and transform their ideas into a reality, grab the opportunity at the third cohort of Seed Lab as admissions are open to the public. More information can be looked up on the website at seedlab.my.
We'll be taking a short break. Coming up next, cockpit voice recorder in Almina airplane crash sent to Singapore for further analysis. And in world news, wildfire in Washington state prompts evacuation orders. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Any proposal to use a different logo and theme for the National Day celebration is recognized as a social deficit out to promote disunity. National Unity Minister Dato' Aaron Agodagang said such proposal is a hindrance to the government's efforts in ensuring the well-being of the community.
According to Aaron, leaders at every level should play an important role as the catalyst to propagate and strengthen unity and ensure good governance at the federal and state levels through socio-political and economic boundaries. Aaron also called on all parties to help promote national unity and join hands to ensure that efforts to strengthen unity can be achieved at an optimal rate, as unity is key to building a harmonious and prosperous nation. Aaron said the theme of HKHM 2023, Malaysia Madani, Determination in Unity, Fulfilling Hope, which was launched on May 27th, was to foster a spirit of unity and patriotism and instill a deep love for the nation. He was referring to the statement made by Perikatan Nasional PN Youth Chief Ahmad Fadli Syahari, who proposed that the 4 states under the PN administration use a different National Day logo and theme for state-level celebrations. The media reported Ahmad Fadli as saying Perlis, Kedah, Kelantan and Terengganu, which are under PN rule, would likely use the alternative logo and theme, Strong Consensus for a Prosperous Malaysia, that was launched by PN Youth on Sunday.
Sarawakian Senator Susan Chemarai Anding was reappointed as Senator by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Bil Lasha, effective August 21, 2023 to August 20, 2026. Susan took the oath of office before Dewan Negara President Tan Sri Juan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar at the Dewan Negara earlier today.
Tabang Amanah Pendidikan Negeri Melaka General Manager Datuk Mustafa Musa also took his oath of office as chosen by members of the Melaka State Legislative Assembly, effective from July 31st until July 30th, 2026. Meanwhile, Juan Junaidi in his speech reminded all senators to think maturely and be free from any external and personal influence, especially those of a political nature. In addition, he also suggested that senators are more proactive and creative in ensuring that their intellectual opinions are also communicated to the people through the mass media and also in social media.
The cockpit voice recorder, CVR, of the Elmina crash airplane has been sent to a laboratory in Singapore for further analysis. Transport Minister Anthony Loke Siu Fook said that the Malaysian Air Accident Investigation Bureau AAIB faced some difficulties in retrieving data from the charred CVR, whose memory puck was still intact.
Pakar-pakar mereka juga datang ke Malaysia pada hari yang sama, dan pada hari Sabtu yang lalu peralatan tersebut, recorder tersebut telah dibuka untuk mendapatkan memory plug tersebut. Jadi memory plug tersebut telah pun dikeluarkan daripada recorder tersebut, dan memory plug tersebut didapati bahawa masih dalam keadaan yang baik. Dan oleh sebab kita tak ada peralatan untuk retrieve data tersebut, data record tersebut. Jadi memory plug tersebut telah pun dihantar ke Singapura pada hari Ahad yang lalu.
He said this when speaking at a press conference after attending the Ministry Semarak Merdeka ceremony and monthly assembly on Monday. Loke added further that the Transport Safety Investigation Bureau Singapore would help to retrieve the data, while the head of the Air Accident Investigation Bureau, Tan Chi Ki, has gone to Singapore to oversee the process.
Untuk cuba retrieve record tersebut, iaitu rakaman suara 30 minit terakhir sebelum pesawat tersebut terhempas. pada ketika ini kita masih cuba untuk retrieve dan belum ada lagi keputusannya.
He also stated that a report on the preliminary investigation onto the crash, prepared by AAIB with the help of the United States National Transportation Safety Board (NTSB), would be released within a month. The Beechcraft 390 Premier 1 aircraft flying from Langkawi to Subang crashed onto the Guthrie Highway at about 2:50 p.m. on August 17th, killing all 8 people on board, including Pahang State Executive Councillor Datuk Seri Johari Harun. An E-hailing driver and P-hailing rider on the highway were also killed.
Meanwhile, 10 aviation experts from the United States were at the site of the Beechcraft Model 390 Premier 1 business jet crash near Bandar Elmina in Shah Alam today to search for clues into the incident. Shah Alam District Police Chief ACP Muhammad Iqbal Ibrahim said they are expected to be in the country for a period of 7 to 10 days to help in the plane crash investigation.
Muhammad Iqbal said 8 BSKU officers are also involved in the planned crash investigation. Observations at the crash site saw work on removing pieces of the plane in progress, and a lorry was being used to transport the wreckage to a hangar in Subang for further investigation. Earlier, the Ministry of Transport in a statement informed that the preliminary report of the crash will be ready within 30 days of the incident. A technical investigation based on Annex 13, Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation, International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO Annex 13, has been initiated by the BSKU team from the day the accident occurred.
Thank you for staying with TVS Nightline. The wildfires tore through Washington State, USA on Saturday, August 19th, leaving 1 person dead and prompting authorities to issue evacuation orders for a community near Spokane. According to local reports, 3 fast-moving wildfires, which started on Friday, August 18th, have burned nearly 7,700 hectares of land. The reports added roughly 190 buildings were destroyed in the blaze. India's space agency on Monday released images of its spacecraft took off the far side of the moon as it headed for an attempted landing on the lunar south pole just days after the failure of a Russian lander. The Indian Space Research Organization's ISRO Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft had been in race with Russia to be the first to land on the lunar south pole, a region whose shadowed craters are thought to contain water ice that could support a future moon settlement.
As news of the failure of Russia's Luna 25 mission broke on Sunday, ISRO said Chandrayaan 3 was on course to land on August 23rd. Chandrayaan means moon vehicle in Hindi and Sanskrit and is India's second attempt to land on the south pole of the moon. In 2019, ISRO's Chandrayaan 2 mission successfully deployed an orbiter. However, its lander crashed. Rough terrain makes a South Pole landing difficult, but making a first landing would be historic. The region's water could supply fuel, oxygen, and drinking water for future missions. For India, a successful moon landing would mark its emergence as a space power as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government looks to spur investment in private space launches and related satellite-based businesses. A successful mission would make India only the fourth country to successfully land on the moon after the former USSR, the United States, and China.
British Premier Rishi Sunak is studying ways to amend the law following the killing of 7 infants at the Countess of Chester Hospital by a nurse. The convict, Lucy Letby, was scheduled for her sentencing earlier today at the court, but had refused to turn up, causing a stir among families whose lives she has ruined.
Now, I think it's cowardly that people who commit such horrendous crimes do not face their victims and hear firsthand the impact that their crimes have had on them and their families and loved ones. Well, we're setting up an inquiry that will look into everything that happened in this case, and it's important that that inquiry, first and foremost, gets the answers that families need, ensures that we can learn the lessons from what happened, is conducted transparently, and happens as quickly as possible.
The 33-year-old Letby also attempted to kill 6 other babies under her care during her service with the hospital from January 2012 to the end of June 2016. Authorities are also looking into her other work placements at the Liverpool Women's Hospital in 2012 and 2015, while probing 4,000 babies Letby cared for.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And that is all for TVS Nightline. I'm Shira Abang Mansur. Thank you for watching and have a good night.